Kevin sliding a Republican joke in at the wire there.
I
Welcome.
partied with that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
Him and
wild.
Madison
How old were you?
Cawthorn rolled deep up with Jason.
How old were you at the time?
Remember that dude,
Sadly,
wheelchair?
I'm older than that guy. Sadly, I'm older than him. He reminds me of another Matt though. But,
He does.
But
He's a
yeah, Matt Gates did a
doppelganger.
line off my boner once. Yeah. He likes young women and old men.
He'd love you, Kev.
Little of both.
Exactly. All right, so welcome in, people, to week 11. We're going to pass the mic to Mr. Jason for an update from Sanford about his health.
Oh, okay.
Are we on?
We're on. We're recording. Let's roll.
Yeah, let's start real quick with a real quick update. I know there's a lot of people out there that have been checking in on me and concerned, and I appreciate it. So I figure maybe with the video, at least at the beginning, they'll
Sure.
watch it long enough. So good news.
Hey.
The thoracic surgeon at Stanford, we had our meeting with him yesterday, and also the specialist who deals with what I have.
Mhm.
And he says he can take care of it.
Oh,
So we're
damn.
going to schedule surgery at Stanford.
Oh, that's
He said
great.
it is a pretty complex procedure. It's going to take all day. So the scheduling is a little trickier because he needs a whole day that's clear
Sure.
to get it going. And he said there's some risk involved because of the esophagus is in play.
Yeah.
Of
And
course.
some other stuff, some details, but there's just potential complications. But overall, he's enthusiastic. He can get at least most of it and then get back my lung power back. And then
Oh, man.
That's
have to follow
great
up either with
news.
some radiation or
Yeah.
follow-up surgery to get the rest.
Yeah.
But he says he can take care of us. And Crystal,
Wow.
he's a pretty impressive guy with a lot of published papers that have been peer reviewed, and so we're excited. So good
Nice,
news,
dude.
man.
That's great.
Yeah, because I remember when all this started, there was fear that there would be no chance for an operation. So the fact that there is
Yeah.
shows that the treatments have been working, and that it's great that you found this expert who can do it. Right?
Actually, it's funny that the radiation or the chemotherapy only worked minimally.
Oh, interesting.
It's just this surgeon says he could do it. UC Davis said they couldn't. Their cancer center.
Okay.
Stanford's got they got some more advanced machines, more like the laser.
They're gonna bring in Andrew Luck off the
pretty wild
bench.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So we just had to find the right surgeon apparently.
Yeah.
So we got lucky. So we're excited. Good
that's
news.
great.
The chemo is stopped. I'm done with chemo now.
Nice.
So that's nice. So I was supposed to have that next week to ruin my Thanksgiving. So I'm excited there. So everything's looking good right now. I'm very fired up. And
Oh, that's
I
good
appreciate
news,
everybody
man.
out there.
Oh, that's great.
looking out
Hell
for us.
yeah. That's great news. Okay, well, we will stay tuned for as this comes up and when the surgery is and all the other good details, and you let us know what we can do to help out with any of that as always. And we'll
Thanks,
get
guys.
rolling into the recap of
Let's
the
do
week.
it.
Give me a second to pull it up here on the screen, and I will hit slideshow. Let me know when you can see the picture.
Nothing yet.
Still digging.
This is shocking.
Still nothing.
Really? Oh, I know why. Hold on. I'm an idiot. I got to share my screen.
Did you do the audio thing?
Yeah, the audio thing's good. I just forgot to share the screen on the on the Zoom call. There we go. Let's try that, and then let's go here again. There you go. That
There we
should be
go.
better. Better?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I didn't know which of the two biggest pictures, but I think those two in the middle represent the most exciting finishes. Kev, since you still have your, I don't know if you still have your expensive package, as the ladies like to call it.
I did.
Did you get to watch both of those games and see the ends of them?
Not the ends, but I did watch a lot of football this weekend again. It's been amazing.
Okay, well, just
no.
to recap these two, and Jason can correct me if I'm wrong, but near the end of that Buffalo-Kansas City game, it was really close, and Josh Allen ripped off a huge run. That's your quarterback, Kev, all by
Oh,
himself
I did see that. I
for
did
the
see that.
touchdown to seal the deal. Is that correct, Jay?
Yes, and it was on fourth and 6.
Exactly.
And a field goal would have put them up 5. And like with the Chiefs, that's not enough.
No,
I
they've
did see that play.
yeah, they've
That was a hell of a play.
And then on the other one, that stupid shootout between Cincy and the Bolts was going back and forth, and in like literally fourth quarter, like less than a minute or whatever to go, and J.K. Dobbins rips off a run like he's back in college and streaks in for this long touchdown to seal it. Right, Jay?
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. The Bengals came back, and then Dobbins here at the end finished it off. Part of an amazing week by Greg that we'll get to. But
Yeah.
those were exciting games. for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's get
All right,
kicked
let's do
off
it.
into the first one. This would be Camp Krusty versus your daughter, Jason. So,
Well,
Kev?
I'm sorry, Jay. I know we started with good news for the Devlin family, but we're going to follow it up with some tough ones. I was able to take Cat down 150 to 126. Let's see how that happened. I got 25 from Josh Allen, which wasn't bad. Off day from Taylor. Nice to see Kamara back a little bit, but not much.
Not much.
Puka Nakua,
Yeah.
good for 27.3. And another 5.1 from Joe, my man off the waiver
The
wire.
waiver wire steal,
Juwan
Juwan Jennings.
Gotta love it. Didn't get much from the rest of my team. Looking over at Kat, she did get 20 from Patrick Mahomes and A-Chain as well. Not a ton until we get down CeeDee Lamb, who I was nervous about. I think that was a Monday game.
Yes,
if I'm
it
not
was.
mistaken. I was very nervous about that, but he was limited to 18.6, even though it was good. Not quite enough. Looking at our benches, doesn't look like there was a ton left. Maybe the Steelers could have helped me out a little bit, but...
No, but look at Kat and poor Travis Kelce. Again, talk about the dip day that she didn't need it, right? 2.8. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Yeah, Kelsey let her down, and then Aaron Jones. You're looking for more.
Yeah.
Tennessee's got a good defense, but that was disappointing too. But and Kevin had a nice week. You know, you get 150, you're gonna win.
You're going to most of
60,
them.
70%
Yeah.
of your
Most.
games.
Yeah.
So that was a nice number. That was a good job, Kevin.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
She
solid
didn't
week.
really have anything on the bench that would have helped. So.
Yeah, solid week there, Kev. Sorry, Kat took the loss,
Sure.
but congrats on that one. That doesn't help me in the standings, but let's get to the next one. Wing Leader 13 versus Tasty Waves with Joseph.
This game was crazy because if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken, going into the last game, it was like she was like 99% gonna win.
Wow.
And then I don't know what happened. Let's take a look. Tasty Waves pulls it out. 147 to basically 144. 3 points here. The spread. I see lots of red on the other side. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. But on the winning side, Justin Herbert good for 28.3. That's not too bad. Jamar Chase has another great day. Boy, this is got to be 2 weeks to remember for that guy. It's averaging over the last 2 weeks like 40-something points. Gotta love that. Then he gets 21 from the Texans. Going over to Sam's team, did not get a lot of help from C.J. Stroud. Only half.
It's a rough
what
day.
he was supposed to do. Bunch of single digits after Barkley. He got 16. We got 8 out of Kyron Williams. Tank Dell had 10. Those are two guys who've been doing much better than that. But hey, it was not all for nothing. Brock Bowers gets 333, half the devil there, and Ladd McConkey.
That's my boy.
20.3. However, when you got zeros from Pearsall and 1 from the Chargers, I mean, it wasn't a bad score. I'd say 141. You're going to win.
Oh, yeah, you're going to win a lot of games.
50% of your games, yeah, but let's see, looking at the bench.
Oh, it's killers.
Yeah, Watson, 21 points. That's not bad, but would you have started him over anybody else? Probably not.
Maybe Ricky, I would say, and again, Jason can correct me if I'm wrong, but any one of those three could be swapped out with either Tank Dell or possibly Ricky. I mean, I know Tank's taken on the load since the other guys are out in Houston, so maybe you don't take him out. But I could see Ricky getting changed out with either of those guys, and any one of them might have made the difference, Jay.
Hey, check out Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. I didn't highlight that
Right,
because
yeah.
he already won, so not to rub any more salt in that wound.
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts on this game, but yeah, starting Pearsall and Watson would probably be a coin flip. I would have leaned probably towards Pearsall because Kittle was out.
Good
So he
point.
got
Yep.
bumped up kind of there. That was a shocking 0 for him. So that did her no favors. And again, for the second week in a row, it came down to Monday night for Sam, and she just got screwed. There's no other way to put it.
Oh, my God.
Like Kevin said, she was favored to win. Joe had the Texans and the Houston kicker, but she had Stroud and Tank Dell. This actually started Sunday night. That exciting Sunday night game. Joe had Herbert, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. They all scored nicely. And the Chargers, which were a nice defense, with the low score there, the worst thing that happened was they got up big at halftime, and then the Bengals
Came a
with the season
shootout.
on the line had a furious comeback.
Yep.
So that did her no favors. And then I don't know if you had to stomach anybody to see the end of the Cowboys game Monday night, but the Cowboys were a stupid team and they're poorly coached. They have been for since Aikman retired, pretty much.
Jeez.
And Cooper Rush fumbled, and it landed in the arms of one of the Cowboys' O-linemen.
I saw that play.
Instead of, at the end of the game, instead of falling down like you're supposed to,
Oh,
he
shit.
tries to run, and not only that, he gets sideways. He gets the ball knocked out, and the Texans
jeez.
scoop it up and score a touchdown. That's an 8-point play in garbage time because the Cowboys are stupid, and then she loses her game by less than 4. So
Ouch.
it was rough, and it does even out over time. If you play fantasy, you know that, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it doesn't always even out in
Yeah.
the same season. And when we get to the standings, this one really hurt, and I was invested in her because I needed Joe to lose. and Joe, he's been looking good. His team,
He's been on a run.
Jason Brown, and they have really come around. He won last week. He killed Greg, and so his team's looking good too. It's good.
Yes.
It's actually a good battle.
Yeah, he has a lot of
down the
killers.
wire.
Yeah, he's got some killers on his team. It's going to
This
be
was
interesting.
definitely the game of the week. This was very intriguing.
Yeah, what's
And
going to be
it's-
what's going to be interesting with Joe going in either to these last few rounds or even into the playoffs if he makes it is that every week decision, Goff or Herbert, right? Because I mean, look at here, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
could seriously be the difference of a win and a loss, and that's what sucks when you have two quarterbacks that can score that much. Is it's like it's always a what are you going to do
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't like carrying two quarterbacks like that.
like that?
Yeah.
You get through your bye or whatever, because that's a decision that's tough every week, and you make the wrong one, you're kicking yourself.
Yeah.
One other nugget from C.J. Stroud there that let her down somewhat. The first play of the game, you see that like 70-yard touchdown pass. It gets called back because of legal man downfield, the old lineman.
I did see that.
Play.
Yeah.
And so and then Joe Mixon hogged the rest of the opportunities. So it was rough.
Yeah, tough day for Stroud, that's for sure. Like you said, normally he has a much better day. Let's move on to your son versus you. This was Papa versus Vader versus Luke.
Jay, very nicely
Jay
done,
called it
my
last
friend.
week.
And you called it. You called it last week. He came over, opened his mouth, and then Jay had to.
You want some of this?
As I promised, Todd fucked around and found out. So,
Yes, he did.
go ahead and walk us through this.
So let's talk about how that happened, Jay. Over on your side, average day for Daniels and McCaffrey. It is great to see McCaffrey back on the field. I like that they're taking it slow with him. But you've got Josh Jacobs. Hey, wasn't that a guy acquired in a trade from Matty to Todd?
From Todd, exactly. Yeah, Todd ended up trading him away after I traded him to him. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been passed around a little bit.
And that Rams, so I got 27 out of Puka Nacua. You've got 32 out of Cooper Kupp. It's very nice to see that tandem back and playing well. And then Josh Downs gives you 20. Just with those three guys, you're looking at 40, probably 80 points right there just from those guys. You need a little bit of help. Matt, you could have highlighted, it's not a dig. Detroit Lions had a very nice day
Yes,
at
they
19 for a total of 165. Going over to poor Todd, he does have a good day out of Bo Nix. I wouldn't have called that, but he did. Very nicely done there. He gets, okay. Hey, it's good to see Tyreek Hill getting scores again. He's got almost 20. And then the Broncos try to get him in this thing in 20, but not enough. He fell about 25 points short. Looking at the benches, not a ton. Let's see, 13. Who was that? DJ Moore, are you going to start him over Smith? Probably not. Who knows?
DJ Moore, I benched him. It's been a long time coming, and then he responded to it, so he can be coached.
He responded
I might get him in line this week, but this was I think David and Njoku should have got highlighted too. 19.1 from a
Yeah, he had a nice day. Mm?
Oh, yeah.
So Todd had a nice score. I think he's probably given up on the Nick Chubb experiment. That doesn't seem to be working.
Not this year.
Disgusted with Hawkinson.
Yeah.
But this was a good game. He came over and conceded about a little after 1 o'clock.
He walked
Then he got
over.
no bounce back. He was kind of making me sweat a little bit. So he rescinded that. That never happened. It was fake news. So, but in the end, that was a good game for me. So now we can move past this, and he needs to start winning.
Ramondre was part of that trade too, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was Ramondre, and we thought DeAndre Hopkins would do better, so I got a little bit of an upgrade at running back.
Got it.
So I'm happy with that.
That was just an off day.
I'm 2-0 with Christian McCaffrey back. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
tough.
a playoff push over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough one. It wasn't like it was out of the reach of Todd. He certainly could have done it if any of those guys had played up. But Hawkinson with the bad day, Chubb with the bad day, Hopkins with the down day. It's tough. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next one. Oh, here's the big score of the week: Mr. Greg versus poor Terry.
Nice. Very nice.
This was impressive. So let's start with Terry. Terry unfortunately falls victim. He doubles up on her score and plus a little bit. I'm glad she's got Purdy in there. He did score 20. Average days of her running back tandem there. Mm-hmm. And then 2 zeros. Deontay Johnson and George Kittle. Did they even play?
Yeah, it was funny. Kittle did not play. That was I don't know how when they announced that, Jay, but I know that's another one that people have to be watching. When again she could have moved him out, or she could have asked us. We would have been happy to move him out, but she obviously didn't take a look at that before that news was coming out. Deontay Johnson. This is a funny story because if you'll remember, Mr. Heath, he used to play for the Steelers last year, and we cut him loose. Right, there was a lot of bad blood when he left, and he went to the Ravens. Actually, I think he went to didn't he go to Carolina first, Jay, and then he went over to the Ravens? Right, right. He gets traded to Carolina. Then he gets cut from them, or the Ravens end up acquiring him one way or another. And this was his big, I'm going against my old team. I'm going to light this thing up. He had one pass thrown at him, which he missed, and then the whole rest of the time didn't do jack, because that's how we play against our exes.
Yeah, it was a trade. This was the Ravens' idea of a trade deadline.
Yeah.
Big move to add a wide receiver. That was terrible.
Brutal. Okay, going over to Greg's. Let's take a look at this.
Goodness.
You could have ran a highlighter down this thing. Okay. Jordan Love, he does get 22, which was right around what he was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And then it starts. Joe Mixon, 37.3.
Wow.
Almost 20 from Dobbins. 40 from the Sun God, 40.7 to be precise. And then I saw T. Hill on the score on my app. It didn't show his name, and I was like, "Oh shit, Todd! Oh my god!" And then Don goes, "No, it was Taysom." I said, "What? Wow, 46.2, more double digits from Pickens and Sutton, as well as his kicker." Yeah. I think it was just 2 lineups. Nico Collins and the Packers were only the single digits on his lineup.
Yeah.
But you get that much contribution, and you finish with a season high, our first in the two Bills, 226 just about. Yes. Excellent job. And then he's got Sam Darnold on the bench for 27.6. I do like the Jordan Love start, but still, that would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. Very nice. Except first game over 200, which is awesome. It could have been worse. Nico Collins was the guy that got that 70-yard touchdown Monday night that was called back. My big complaint here, and props for Greg for plugging in Taysom Hill, but Taysom Hill should not be listed as a tight end in fantasy football. Probably a quarterback is where he should be, but his position in the NFL is tight end, so I'm opposed of it as far as him as a tight end. But if that's what it's going to be, absolutely take advantage of it.
Yeah, but as you well know, Jay, over the years we've watched Taysom Hill, he's not going to be scoring 40 for you every week. There's a lot of weeks he gets zeros, so it's all of are they going to use him, and how successful is he? This week he was very successful, that's for sure, against Cleveland. 3 touchdowns,
yeah, it was a
I
nice
think.
game. You can't take that away from him, but he sure lines up at quarterback way more than tight end.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He's although every once in a while he does receiver or running back, but you're right. His majority is quarterback. He is that true gadget dude that I love that he embraces that role, unlike former players that we had, that didn't like that. But I'm glad that they that he's happy to be used that way in any way that can help the team, right? So that's good.
Yeah. And if you remember Antoine Randall, they used to put him quarterback too, because he played some quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I like guys like that.
Yeah,
props
me too.
to Craig for taking him and
starting him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of teams have had him this year, but only few have really reaped his rewards like on a day like this.
Yeah,
that was pretty amazing. So that's one of those things. Stuff like this has to go together for you to get 225.
And it's the week that it's the week that Trey McBride has a bye, so that's who's going to be in every week for him. But now he's got the quandary of, well, crap, he's playing so good. Can I put him? Do I start 2 tight ends? I don't know.
But it's like you say, Taysom Hill will burn you.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody who's had him knows how easily they can burn him. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. A little highlight here for Matty versus Mr. Wonderful Nick.
Well, Matthew, you did what many of us could not. You take down Nick's picks. He manages to score just about what he was supposed to, 138. Got a very pedestrian day from Lamar Jackson, and I'm starting to think that Nick's picks, he's got a lot of good players, like Breece Hall's looking very good. He got 31, but this team is almost as Lamar Jackson goes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So you got, again, like I said, a very good day out of Breece Hall. Couple of double digits there from Cook and Adams, and then rough days from Dobbs, Bateman, and the Bengals. All single digits. They combined for 10. But look at JJ, my guy who I've had in years past, Jerry Jeudy, comes through with 30.
He had a big day.
Manage a decent score. However, your score was a bit more decent. I'll give you a C+ on this one. Very nice. Russell Wilson, terrible.
Rough day for Russ.
That needs a red box around that one.
Sure.
But you did get help from, and a pedestrian day from Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
God. But you pulled it out nonetheless. Montgomery gives you 24.
Big day for him.
You got 26.
Looks like he wrote his kicker to me.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I was like, what? Let's see, you got 26.6 from Williams. Nothing from your big homer pickup off the waiver wire, 3.4 for him. And then we're going down. Vikings give you 20, and Chris Boswell, 6.
Yes.
I saw it.
6 field goals.
Field goals. Those are the only scores that Pitt got, and they won with it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That would explain Russ's 5 points.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. Let me just add with that Boswell thing again. He was playing against his nemesis over there, and my hatred man, Justin Tucker, who whined afterward that the field wasn't ideal for his kicks because he missed a couple that would have won the game if he hit those two, but he missed two, Mr. Perfect. So I was very happy on that day to see.
Yeah, you had to be loving that Justin Tucker Brizzy.
Yes, when he missed those, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's great. And of course, looking over at the benches, I think Nick again is
he'll get the
start award. We'll see.
Yeah, I think he will. Lots of buys and then a couple
interesting.
that
Jay,
didn't
you got
even
anything
score.
on this one?
No, you're right about Nick's bench. Like I said, Justin Tucker struggled at it wouldn't have mattered in the fantasy game, but it really affected the real game. And actually, it might matter. The game was closer than I thought. That was a nice one for Matt. It looks like he had 14 Buccaneers on his bench.
You know what I will say, Jay, is, and I hate to give Matt any compliments whatsoever,
Of course.
but you pulled out a win on a tough day for you with buys.
Yeah, I did with a lot of my guys that score right.
Yeah, and still got a win. That worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And I never thought I'd say this sentence, but he's got Baker Mayfield coming back, so that'll help his lineup.
Same with
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And Evans is going to play this week too. So yeah, hopefully he comes back with some points that I've been waiting for sure.
Yeah,
and like the Freiermuth, that was the wrong move there.
He scored last week. I was looking for a tight end who just might score, and I thought might as well go in with my dude.
Yeah.
If I can double up, that'd be great because he was looking for him in the end zone a couple times and just didn't find him. Although the one that he threw the interception with, that would be Russ, was if you watch that one either in replay or whatever, there is our other tight end, Darnell Washington, who is 6'7" or 6'9", standing there, and he watches the ball go over. I'm like, that must not be for me. I'm like, no, dude, that was for you. Put your hands up, jump, do something.
I don't get paid to lift my arms, dude.
Exactly. I'm like, those arms can go up, dude.
Didn't we retire Russell Wilson, Matt?
Terry tried to make that one, but I drafted him originally and then cut him quickly because I needed another.
Look what happened. That's right.
It's not like he pulled it out for me with 5.3. He had 20 points the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, hey, if I get even just 15, I'd be happy. But he couldn't do it that day. It was a tough division game against Baltimore.
You made it past your bye week. You can cut him.
Yeah, nice win for Matt there. Part of the terrible weekend Sam had where both you guys won.
Yeah.
And then she got hosed down pretty bad on Monday night. So
I thought we were all going to win.
We'll get to it, but it's really tight over there.
Yeah, let's move on to your wifey poo there, Mr. Heath versus Mr. Uptown Burrito.
That's right. This is a good win for Dawn. She was very happy.
Yeah.
She ended up just squeaking it out, 138 compared to Kev's 120. I guess that's more than squeaking it out. He had a great day from Burrow, 37. Not a lot from Audric Estime. Jackson Smith, I'm not saying it, 23.8. And then, oh my gosh, we got a run of single digits all the way from Mooney straight down to the Jets, all single digits. And then we've got Jason Sanders who just barely broke it. So that's tough. He ends up with 120. Not a ton on his bench. Maybe Javonte Williams.
Now, wait, I got to stop you right there. I got to stop you right there, Heath, because this is what I said to him last week. I said, what if Audric Estime doesn't have a good week, but Javon does on his bench? And what happened, Clemens? What happened? I know what I'm talking about.
Worst nightmare right there.
Go on, Mr. Heath. Go on.
All right.
Not that Clemens can be faulted for not listening to you. That would make sense.
On Dawn's side, her guys basically came through like they were supposed to. Hertz gets almost 20 from Gibbs again. He's a kind of the surprise on her team, pleasant surprise for the whole season, not just 1 week. He's kind of been steady.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's still on that hangover from that amazing catch. He's got to turn it around. That's been 2 weeks he's been living off of that. Only 2 points from McLaurin. Should have highlighted that thing. That's terrible.
McLaurin's such a good player. Yeah.
I know. And then T. Higgins, good for about 32.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy.
Hey, welcome back.
On the team. She was about to cut him, but he comes back with 16. And, 15 out of the Niners isn't anything to, shake a stick at. She gets 138 and the win. Looking at her bench, really, it's just Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think I would start him over Jalen Hurts.
No, you're starting Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
For her, I had to laugh because you had talked about Worthy in the past, and I saw him having a good day, and then a touchdown. I'm like, oh, poor Don. She benched him, I heard. And then when I looked, I was very happy that,
he was
on it. Finally pays off.
Yeah.
And McLaurin was a disappointment. The Eagles really shut him down. But nice win for Don.
Yeah.
I really.
She was worried about this one. Yep.
That's a tough game because Clemens can put up some numbers with the guys he's got. When Burrow has a good day and Bijan is going off, it's tough to hang with him. So she caught him on a good day to get that win.
Yep. And he got what he deserved for starting 2 tight ends. They got a total of 15 points. So.
It's not the year for tight ends.
It's not. It's been for
Taysom Hill.
It's been a crazy one. Let's move on to the standings, Mr. Heath.
Well, let's go right into it. Perfect segue. It didn't really hurt him too much. Kev still finds himself alone in first at 6-5. Those guys are Fs, though. Jay, well done. You and Joe are hot on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not over, baby.
Back. I got to give Joe some credit. I thought he was out of this thing about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
He's right back in it.
Around. Unbelievable. 1 game separating that entire division. Going to Ogdenville is another tough one. Camp Krusty and Maddie find themselves tied for first, although for whatever reason they like me better. I'm at 7-4, you're at 7-4, and Wing Leader having a tough last few weeks. She was the cream of the crop in this division, but only 2 games out, still anybody's division there. North Haverbrook, Nick Pick still out on his own, even with his second loss finally. He's at 9-2. He's almost guaranteed a spot at this point.
I think he is, yeah.
Gentleman 4 Quarterly's at 3-8. Quarter so low, hanging right in there at 6-5, especially after this week. He's looking up. And I was going to mention, I'll mention it after we get to the next one, but I was going to mention something to you guys. It's been very nice to see injured players coming back later in the season, right? A lot of the times it seems like we've got these season-long ones.
Yeah, good point.
They go out. These guys have been hurt early and coming back, and we're getting some big stars. McCaffrey's back. Puka's back. Cooper Kupp is back. All these guys are kind of slowly making it back. All right, Springfield. Malibu Stacy's finally distancing herself from the rest of the pack there. She's at 6-5. Uncle Todd and Dallas Hurt. So, again, with Kat and the loss, she still finds herself just 1 game out of second.
So, yeah. Stacy's is the cream of the crop there. Todd's, he's been floundering, but Kat's helping him, so it's. He's in playoff position right now.
That's right.
Nick Kicks has clinched a playoff spot. He hasn't quite clinched the division.
Oh, okay.
He has.
Right, because technically Greg could win 3 more and Nick could lose 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Terry, this is make or break week for Terry because she has to win. She has to win, and Greg has to not win, right? Because if he wins even 1 more, does that then eliminate her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and
because then she can't catch him.
Her is the tiebreaker. It's going to be hard for her to catch total points because Greg's been the high score points this year.
So we got 3 weeks left in the regular season. Is that what we got?
Yep. Correct. Yep. That's why it is for her.
That's tough for her. And then the only good news for Sam right now, she only has to catch one of you. You both have a 2-game lead. But she's only got to have one of you stumble.
Yep.
Yep.
It's dangerous. I don't like it.
It's getting late for her too now. So, but she probably hopefully used up her quota of bad breaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still kind of cool. It's still anybody's division, and those three, I think Nick's got it pretty much locked up. I don't see his points.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. I believe America wants to see Matt stumble.
How dare you?
This would be an epic choke job.
No, they don't.
I will correct you, Jason. The world wants to see that choke, not just the U.S.
How dare you?
Germany, Russia,
him and Putin
China.
are tight, but other than Putin, yeah, the rest of them.
They're all rooting against me. All right, Jay, why don't you break it down for us?
All right, well, the high score obviously goes to Greg.
That was easy.
There's only been, like I said, one or two scores. I think Matt got in the 230s once, or I should say, Antonio Brown.
That's right.
Bottom of the pile, it was poor Terry. It's not been her year, and she had some guys not play or not show up.
Not do well, yeah.
And then, of course, when you have the high score is Greg and the low score is Terry,
no one's going to beat that difference of 118 points. Jesus.
I'd like to see what his margin of victory, what that record would have been in all play.
Yeah, right. I should have looked it up.
I like the double crying
Sam. I think he was here last week. Brutal stuff. And then you got Malibu Stacy's. She was 3-8 in all play, but she was fortunate enough to be playing Clemens.
Mm-hmm.
And not so lucky goes along with that bad beat. Sam would have been 6-5, but she wasn't meant to be.
Yes.
And there's Nick again.
Sharpshooter Nick.
It's because of the bench, right? So,
Yep.
but he's the sharpshooter. But he stumbled a little bit. You know, he started hot, but in fantasy football, if you start hot, you can't usually sustain it the entire year. So a little stumble now probably helps because you got to, get in the playoffs. You got to win 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you don't want to be done too much of a heater getting into the playoffs,
Right.
just because the numbers, the odds. So and then defense wins championship. It was Joe. He got 21 from the Texans.
Nice.
So like I said, they had that scoop and score at garbage time because the Cowboys are idiots. So nice job picking up the Texans. At least somebody listened when I said follow the Cowboys every week.
That's right. Just follow whoever's playing their defenses. All right,
nice job, Joe.
let's move on to
Matt, before you go, two things
sure.
I really love about that slide.
What's that?
That this is computer generated, and they still put 2 crying faces on that bragging rights
one. Exactly.
That was kind of interesting. And then just wanted to point out, probably at this point, over half of our league don't even know who the 85 Bears were, or Super Bowl Shuffle, or any of that. So it's sad. But
how many of them know what Biff's Sports Almanac is? We should ask that as trivia questions.
40 years ago.
I know, right? This is targeted to us for sure, not anybody younger than us.
I think so.
All right, let's move on. We got a couple of pickups, and what do you see on there, Kevin? That's normally on there every week. What's missing?
Yeah, are you not on here?
I know. Clutch your pearls, baby. I was not on there this week. I did not get out there for anybody. But there were a couple of battles. There was Uptown Burrito gets Jonnu Smith, who had a great day. I think 3 touchdowns himself, or 2 at least, for $17. Camp Krusty comes.
Did he get him?
Yeah, well, you bid $2. What'd you think, Mr. Cheap? Call me cheap. You got all the money in the world.
Kev, you don't get to keep any leftover money.
It's not like it's deposited in your account.
I'm saving it for a trade offer with Dickie. He's gonna need it. I'm
gonna need the money, exactly. Then we go to again Uptown Burrito. It was certainly his day with Tua. Gets it over Jason with the $0 and $7 to get Tua. And then there were another couple pickups that again were all zeros, or no one battled anybody for it. So good job getting the people that you wanted.
A bunch of kickers.
Yeah, I think people
I
just
did what Tua's worth. So
what's that? You do it which is 0. The minute he gets a hit, it's always questionable. That could be anything. All right,
I'm not going $7. I might go 2.
All right, that's the end of that one. I'm going to pull this up and we'll get these going. So talk amongst yourselves.
Jay thought the bid box was likelihood of him finishing the season without a concussion percentage. Puts in a 0.
That'd be a 0% chance. All right, let's see who we got coming up this week. So. Oh, this is good. Krusty and Wing Leader. This is the matchup.
This is an opportunity right there. To pick
as long as you guys don't end in a tie, this is going to be good for me in one way or another.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's very good for you.
Yes.
So interesting would be here is that there's 3 weeks left. So Sam could win, she'll call within one game of you, Kevin, for sure, and maybe Matt. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But if you win, you've guaranteed to make it over Sam because you'll be up 3 on her with 2 to play. So this is a huge swing game, one way or the other.
Yep.
It looks like, is your lineup set, Kevin? Because I got Sam.
No, and I'm going to lose because fucking Clemens took Jonu Smith from me. That's who I was going to get.
Jonu Smith.
The whole linchpin to my
He was the linchpin to your whole team. The Jonu Smith piece.
Yeah, right. That's the whole reason. You know, if you can't win with a free agent tight end pickup in week 12,
right?
Then what's the point of even playing?
Exactly.
Why? Exactly. Thanks, Kev.
First guy ever to be bitter about Jonu Smith.
I know, right? We've talked more about that guy than any other cast out there. Jonu
So I'll
Smith.
go with Sam, obviously, with no Jonu Smith to worry about.
I would too.
Exactly.
Is that what you're thinking, Matt?
She's got an easy roll this week with no Johnny on the table.
I'm just not going to start a lineup. Fuck it.
I mean, Johnny was the only guy that could take down Brock Bowers. We know
it's
that.
over.
Exactly.
After Jay's news at the beginning of this video, I thought nothing could get me down. Fucking Jonu Smith ruins it. Ruins a perfect day. Otherwise,
Thanks, Jonu.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Matt, he thought he was gonna save his season. He was willing to spend $2.
I know. Yeah, but the whole season counted on that. Why'd you only bid 2? You cheapskate.
Hey, he probably originally put $1. He's like, no, this is make or break for your season, Kevin.
Let's put
do
2. Exactly.
I did have I did have 0, and I thought, no, I gotta put something.
Kev don't roll with $0 bids. He's got to at least put $1 or 2 in there.
When you put 2, did Don faint? Like, oh, where's my
I thought I was gonna outfit all the 0s and 1s.
Well, there was a 17 waiting with Kevin's name on it.
You didn't factor in the guy who can afford Uptown burritos.
Exactly. He likes those Uptown burritos.
I'm calling Kev. God damn it.
Are there any more intriguing matchups? This looks like maybe the game of the week.
I think that's definitely the game of the week.
Yeah, let's look.
I'm looking. We got Nick versus Todd. We have Jason versus Greg. That should be a good one. You and Greg will be.
Over there, another division matchup which could be interesting. Malibu against Tasty Waves. Tasty Waves needs a win. She's alone out front, so it doesn't mean much to her, but it could spell disaster for Joe if he takes another L.
I'll go up there and find
that.
Good. Yeah, I'll go find that. I think we're getting close to the end of our time here, so I will try to find that real quick, and we'll see if it cuts us off or if we can get this one before it goes. So let me get down to Tasty Waves. There you are, Tasty Waves and Malibu Stacy's box score.
And Todd has a must-win too, but I think Nick has some bye-week issues or something, so it's looking good there. Projected to not even be close.
Empty.
Yeah,
so
Joe lineup, I'm sure.
Joe hasn't set his lineup obviously yet, but it looks like Malibu has a full complement. She's got Sam Laporta back in.
So if he wins, they're both 6-6. He could go to first.
Potentially, if I beat Kevin, you know what? If me and Joe win, it's a 3-way tie at 6-6.
Oh my gosh, that would be wild.
That's why total points is the best tie.
This is an interesting one. Yeah,
but she's gettable this week, 122.
Yeah.
Projection there. That's not
with a lineup. With a lineup. Yeah.
So I'm kind of almost. Well, let's see if Joe can pull that. We'll see. I don't see his bench here.
Let me see if I can go down.
He's got an empty spot, not even a bye. He's got
Nope. I think we lost everybody. Oh no, we lost it.